What's up, Soul Tribe? This is week 9 of our self discovery series. And as you guys know, we are going deeper. Every single week, we go deeper and deeper, okay? So last week, we talked about forgiveness, but many of us get stuck not wanting to forgive because when we look, we still have scars. But I need you to see through your pain and see it as proof of your strength. Okay? So today we are going to talk about the importance of honoring your scars, even though you have forgiven the people that have given them, including yourself. So I just need you guys to know, which I'm sure you already know, but this is your reminder that scars are physical reminders that the healing happened. Okay? If you did not have a scar, you would still be actively treating it. But since the wound is now closed, it is tangible evidence that you have been healed. Now, I don't know if y'all be able to see on here or not. It kind of went away. Oh no, right here. This dash right here. Y'all see that? I feel like y'all can. That dash, okay, that's one of my scars. I was in the third grade. We're all outside on the playground playing around, having fun. And we're racing, we're playing tag, like we're just out there just doing what kids do. There's this guy that was in our class. His name is Pacino. Very different name. Yes, that's how I remember it. But he was one of the guys in the classroom, and remind you, this is third grade, that most of the girls thought was cute. Me, I was a tomboy. So I wasn't really looking at boys, like I could care less. Like I'm trying to play, I'm trying to get my hands dirty, like I'm doing monkey bars, flips, like all types of stuff. Like I'm not trying to be looking at no boys. And my grandma wasn't having that. Okay. So I was not one of those girls. But the one girl, her name was Kivana. We are out there running around playing, and all I remember is we was playing freeze tag, and I'm running and I'm running, and I didn't like chasing after the people that was slower than me because I'm like, that's not really, you know, a challenge for me. Like I want to try to catch somebody that's faster so I can get faster and prove that I'm fast, okay? Because I'm a competitor. So I started chasing Pacino because he was like one of the fast. Like after we got done races, I saw that he was like one of the fastest ones out there. So I'm popping up. Like, hold up, y'all. I'm the fastest, okay? So I'm chasing after him. I tag him, and then I started running. At least I thought I was, right? I turn around after tagging him, and she's right there with this big old rock, and she just threw it right at my head. And I passed out. And all I remember is standing up, woozy, like, what in the world? And I feel liquids dripping down my face. And I touch my face and I'm like, blood dripping everywhere. I look down, blood dripping, not just dripping, but like oozing out of my face. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, I'm just saying here, just like lost. Like, nobody's even telling the teacher or nothing. Like, I'm just sitting in the middle of the field. Finally, somebody goes and tells the teacher, They come get me, take me to the nurse's office. My aunt Rhonda come get me, take me get some ice cream. I go home. They wipe my face up. This is right before Mother's Day, so we were doing these Mother's Day um, pictures. We had to take pictures. We were making these mugs or this keychain thing, something. I don't really remember what it was, but in my picture, I have this huge scab on my forehead. And I just remember not wanting to give my grandma her Mother's Day gift that we made at school because of that scar. And I was like so broken. Like, I was like, I just felt like ugly with the scar. Like, and it wasn't the one that just didn't go away. Like, I mean, I went away immediately. Like, no, this was a knot, a scar, a mark. Like, it just now started to like, yo, yes, it just now started to blend in within the past couple of years. Um, well, I ain't gonna say a couple years. I would say probably 5, 6th grade. So it took a few years from 3rd grade to 6th grade for it to fully begin to blend in and everything. And I just remember I didn't want to take no pictures. I was just so disconnected from myself because I thought that that scar was just the ugliest thing ever and it made me ugly. And I and this is the first time I ever tell this story too. So like I'm processing it as I'm telling you guys, but I just remember once I got into 6th grade and people began to like actually bully me and talk about me and stuff, it just was terrible. Like my self-esteem just dropped drastically. All because this scar that was on my face. Now I have another scar that's right here, as y'all can see. See, I fell down the steps. Doing the most. I fell down the steps, tripped over a shoe, fell down the steps, hit my arm on this jacket end at the bottom of the step, got this scar, and it was cool because I could cover the scar up. It's on the inside of my arm, so ain't nobody really gonna see it. And if I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, it's not visible. So I was cool with that scar. But this one was on my face. So I tell you guys these stories is because it's important to wear your scars, honor your scars, own your scars as stories of survival and growth. Now that I look back, I can see that I've learned something about myself. Yes, I was playing and it went sideways and all that other stuff. And I wasn't the type that was flirting with dudes in 3rd grade. Like I just wasn't on that stuff. But what I learned about myself is it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks about how I look. I am beautiful. And I have to remind myself of it. What matters is what I tell myself. So I need you to ask yourself, what scars have helped me develop strength that I can now rely on? See, I can now rely on the fact that no matter how scarred I am beautiful. It doesn't matter how imperfect I am beautiful. It doesn't matter what anybody has to say about my appearance. I am beautiful. I need you to affirm to yourself that my scars are symbols of my survival, not my shame. And if you're brave enough, woo, I need you to write down 3 lessons that your scars have taught you. And then I need you to honor them. Honor them. Say, you know what? I I I tapped in to the nurturing part of myself. because of you. Because this scar right here, it taught me how to nurture myself. See, I wasn't about to tell my grandma that I fell down the steps and cut myself because I would have got in trouble. She would have been like, "You playing in my house, this, that, this, whatever." So what I did was ran to the kitchen, got a rag, put the rag on a wet rag on my arm. It kept bleeding through. So I'm like, what in the world? This stuff ain't stopping. So I start running under some cold water. I remember this because I was strategic, okay? I don't even know how I even knew how to do this stuff for real. But I ran it under some cold water because this scar happened before this one. Wait, no, did it? I don't remember. I think this one, yes, because I was in the first grade. Yes. This one on my arm happened before this one. So I don't even know how I remembered or knew, should I say, what to do. I ran my arm under some cold water. I put pressure on it. I started nurturing it. I remember I went to school. I wrapped it up and I went to school and I put this wrap on my whole arm. And I was trying to close the hole that was in my arm because it was like this was pretty deep. Like it was a hole right there. And I remember trying to tighten it super tight so that the hole can close. And I didn't tell my grandma. And I went to the nurse when I went to school the next day, and I had the nurse like clean it up and stuff like that. But um, it just taught me how to nurture myself. And even though that probably wasn't the best way to do it because it could have got infected and all types of other stuff, I learned how to nurture myself and care for myself and give myself the love that I needed to be able to properly. And that's what I need. And I also need you to remember that you are who you are because of who you are. And that's enough. That's all I got for you guys. Peace.